Hello again and welcome back to another one, and today we have a couple of topics to cover, from Eminem, Drake, Kendrick Lamar all the way to Kanye West, and it is drama all over the place, especially when we get to the segment about Kanye West, who put acts like Jay-Z, Pusha T and many others he's worked with on blast, and we got to hear more from him, all thanks to a latest interview with academics, and he clearly shows no remorse for some of the things he said about Jay-Z, and we'll get to this later, as today we also got more from battle rapper Daylight, who revealed Drake's biggest mistake during the battle with Kendrick Lamar, and we also got more from probably the biggest streamer in the world, who revealed his GOAT rapper, that sparked some interesting reactions, which we'll get to in a moment, and it is also a new milestone for LL Cool J and Eminem. But before we get to it, I found quite the hilarious take on X that sparked conversations when a user posted, "My whitest hip-hop take is that I think Em had the best verse on Forever," and this left many users with a head scratcher, because this is pretty much the general opinion of that song. I mean, we even got clips of Kanye West talking about how he had to cancel his appointments to rewrite his verse after he heard Eminem's verse. Like, this is one of the conversations that's been done and dusted, like the Renegade conversation. And this sparked reactions like, quote, "My whitest hip-hop take, and it is the most widely agreed upon music take I've ever seen. Please shut the F up." And to this, another user expanded, "In his case, I understand, because it is trendy to slander Eminem on here, or any white rapper who isn't Mac Miller or Action Bronson. And it is even more hilarious to see some users thinking that he was onto something, laughing emojis. No, he's right. I've seen only white Eminem fans think he was needed on that song, and will also say M's verse on No Love was better. Should have been Hove on Forever, peace sign emoji." And I don't know what that peace sign was doing over there, since adding Hove would just have added one more rapper to the bloodbath. But on a serious note, since YouTube is as worldwide as it gets when it comes to streaming platforms, and you wouldn't believe the most replayed segment of that song on this worldwide platform, this shouldn't come as a shocker to those of you who've been with us for some time now. But yes, it is Eminem's verse on Forever. It is objectively correct to say that is music listeners' favorite part of that song, objectively. And moving on to the main topics today, we got a report about LL Cool J and Eminem's Murdergram duo. Check it out. LL Cool J and Eminem's Murdergram duo has now sold over 500,000 units in the United States. And on one end, this sparked reactions like, Eminem has a gold record with his hero LL Cool J, don't burn bridges. While on the other end, we got some expand, never knew they linked, and I know it is freaking garbage. Just another one to add to the long list of quote hip-hop heads on social media who was unaware that LL Cool J linked up with Eminem but wants us to take their opinion on hip-hop seriously. But over to you guys, do you still have Murdergram duo on your rotation? Tell us below. And moving on to the next point today, before we get to Kanye West going off on Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar and others, we got Daylight on Curtis King TV expand on what he believes is the biggest mistake that Drake made during the battle.
The biggest mistake that Drake made in that whole beef was when he said he rapping like he wanted to get the slaves free. If he wouldn't have said that, Not Like Us wouldn't even exist.
How so?
And I'm gonna break it down to y'all. When he said you rapping like you want to get the slaves free, all black people said, so if he raps like he want to get the slaves free, and then you rap, then that means you rap like you want us to stay slaves.
Now I'll play devil's advocate here, and I'd say Daylight is reaching with the meaning of what Drake meant by that bar. He's clearly playing dumb, as while it was a questionable bar, coming to that conclusion is quite the reach, as it was more along the lines of how Kendrick is a performative activist. Yes, it is a questionable bar, but pretending that Drake meant he raps to want the people to stay slaves? Like, come on now. And he continued.
That led to Kendrick's whole third verse in Like Us. Nigga doubled down on calling us some slaves. He not like us. he not black. Basically, that's basically that led to that whole song. Again, I feel like that was the only bar that kind of fucked it up. Like that was the bar where it was like, why would you say that? But other than that, like it was a good fight, man. It was a good fight, top to bottom. I personally feel during that whole rap beef, and it is another minor mistake. Like, you know, Drake is heavy in the battle rap culture. Like he rocks with the battle rap culture a lot. I don't understand why wasn't none of them called to help. I didn't get it. People should have been called. Like there's certain people in the battle rap world that he's extremely close with. People should have been called. Like, hey, do you think this is a good idea or not? Like that shit should have been ran by some people. But again, I say this to say, like, you know, a lot of people saying like it's over for him or like he can't bounce back. Like there is no die in the internet world. It's basically what you do next. If I have some advice for Drake to do moving forward, you got to start over, bro. Like you got to start over and go back to the core. Go back to the core of hip hop. All he has to do is drop a project over some soul. Because again, what's the new song on the Party Next Door album? Was it Hug Me?
Yeah.
Hug, right? It has a sample chop in there, and the sample it feels really good. That song feels really good. I like the record. His next project, his next solo project, just get back to rapping. That's it.
And over on X, this sparked debates all over the place, as on one end, some have taken it further. Drake's biggest mistake is rapping against Kendrick. Don't rap against Kendrick ever. While on the other end, some have expanded. LOL. Bruh, he said that line because Kendrick's main gimmick is being spoken as a revolutionary for blacks, and it is a gimmick because he does nothing for blacks. And more on this note, this dialogue is nauseating. No non-biased party watched the battle and thought Drake called us slaves, and he's not in touch with his black culture, which opened the door for Not Like Us. That third verse is quite literally the least effective part of the song because it is baseless. Calling him a colonizer was race rage bait for people that had already spent his whole career trying to make him out to be not black, by the way, of hip-hop. But what do you guys think about Delight's take? Yes, the bar didn't land, but that explanation was certainly reaching in my opinion. But what are your thoughts? And moving on, we got a snippet from Kanye's interview with academics, and we got to the segment where he put Jay-Z, Pusha T, and John Legend on blast. And he also went on a rant in this segment about how Drake got too big and had to get replaced. Check it out.
But everything is like, but you offended Jay-Z. Fuck him. Put it like this. How much money do you think Jay-Z make off my catalog versus what I make off it? Next subject.
I hear you speak about that a lot. Like nobody really spoke on your behalf. Yeah. But even when you speak about Kim, people might be like, well, you picked her. You put yourself in that.
Absolutely, I did. That was my fault. No, that was my fault. I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her. But that wasn't God's plan. But my issue with all these celebrity niggas is, if you ain't gonna speak on my behalf of the situation I'm in right now with my children or where I was when I asked for the help years ago, don't talk about my political views.
And I don't know if these are relationships that's salvageable.
Why would I want to salvage relationships with broke-ass slaves and slave herders? Like everybody, so this is what I'm saying. The Jay-Z thing leads me to the NFL. Why do they want a Drake to be out of there? Why do they want somebody with no hits like Kendrick to do the Super Bowl?
Boy, I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
And users weren't gonna let him slide with the comments he made about Kim, hence reactions like how many times he got her pregnant. He knew what he was signing up for, and some believe it is time someone get him to a rehab or something. Enough is enough. And on the claims he made about Kendrick having no hits and giving him the Super Bowl, this was also a bone of contention. No hits? Like seriously, he needs to take his medicine, and I'm not even joking. And according to latest estimates, Humble from Damn is reportedly eligible for over 20 times platinum in the United States, although Interscope is yet to update the RIAA certification officially, which is in line with what we've come to expect from the label. And when it comes to Kanye Associates moving away from him, a user broke it down. It is the selfishness. That's what it really is. They don't or can't afford their name or image to be tied to or associated with anything that the public can view as a no-no or not safe to say to the public due to the court of opinion. One move and their career can be tarnished. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on Kanye's his claims in the video, as most people believe that he has completely lost it, and we are hearing the ramblings of a quote madman. But do you agree with those takes? Tell us below in the comment section. And moving on to the next point, we got who is probably the biggest streamer in the world right now reveal his GOAT rapper when this happened on his recent live stream in China. Check it out.
Yo, Speed, who's our GOAT rapper?
Yeah! Who's the GOAT, you think? Who's the GOAT?
Who's my GOAT rapper?
Who's your GOAT?
Drake, Kendrick, Playboy Cardi, Kanye West, Travis Scott, J. Cole. I'm not gonna lie, my GOAT rapper not even on the list, bro.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Whoa! Eminem!
Eminem is my GOAT. Eminem's my GOAT. Eminem's my GOAT. I'm not gonna lie, my GOAT rapper.
And this sparked some interesting reactions as word about this was brought to Eminem's manager, Paul Rosenberg. It goes, IShowSpeed is the biggest influencer at the moment in the world, and his GOAT rapper is the GOAT Eminem. Some kind of collab could be really cool and huge at Paul Rosenberg. And we got Paul Rosenberg out here catching some strays. As a user expanded with, you are forgetting one thing, it makes sense, so Paul won't do it.
Damn.
But this was just more evidence to add to the long list of why Eminem was reported to be the top rapper, even for the Gen Z audience. So this is not a surprise based on the data that was reported by Illuminate in 2024. And this also sparked reactions like, has a saggy tattoo, loves Ronaldo, and now like Eminem, this man just loves anything purely aggressive and flashy. And I can't even be mad, because it is funny how much I have in common with him, except his streams. I'm sorry, but bro is too much for me sometimes. And that will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. See you on the next one.